Greetings to each one of you. You know, it is amazing at the beliefs that we are conditioned with, of what we have believed, even taught, thought we understood for a number of years, can actually find out that many of those beliefs were right to a point, were right to a certain level. And then you have a spiritual awakening. You see, I was born and raised in a Christian home. I came to saving faith, accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior at 3 years old. I was baptized at a very young age, at about 5 years old. Um, Grew up in a very strict Christian home, and would eventually, my journey would lead me to Dunn, North Carolina to attend a Bible college here, and eventually to begin a number of ministries as well as be part of a church revitalization project here in Dunn, North Carolina. And it would be throughout that journey, it would be constant desire of my heart to see revival and to see a spiritual awakening, to see a great awakening, as some people call it, of people turning to the Lord and so many different things, and to understand the grace and the mercy of Jesus and the work that He's done upon the cross. And I still believe all of that to this present day. Um, and but what is amazing is it is too easy for us to basically form our belief system based on what we're taught through theology, through a system, through a box of how we place God in and what we believe that God says. And I really wasn't looking for many of the events that have taken place in my life really over this last year. One of them being the closing of a church that we just didn't have the funds and the help that we really, really needed to be able to revive this church. And so near the end of last year, I was going through what is referred to as the dark period of the soul. And then right at that same time, I became the beta reader for Woman Rising by Joya McCoy. And Joya McCoy is the granddaughter of the founder of both Heritage Bible College and Foundations Bible College here in North Carolina. And she would write a book accounting her life as she grew up, basically part of a cult, and the severe abuse that she encountered at the hands of her own family. And so as I was going through that book as a beta reader and beginning to understand some of the things that I had encountered throughout life, I had to come in touch with the reality that many of the things that I'd experienced in life were not okay. That abuse at the hands of pastors and teachers and leaders was not okay. Even though leaders will tell you that I'm putting you through a crisis to prove who you really are, it's still not okay. It's not what God wants us to go through. It doesn't help us to have a proper understanding of who God is and His love, God being a loving God. And so, like many, I grew up with kind of an understanding of God being a very wrathful God, a very angry God. And there's many, many things I could say, but trying to keep this video at this time relatively short. But it would be amazing that as I closed the church and as I was reading that book and as I was encountering the dark period of the soul, that I right simultaneously would have a spiritual awakening come over my soul. It had been happening for a number of months to where it was incredible, to where my soul began to wake up. I began to experience emotions that I never felt before. And along that journey, believe it or not, I found out that I was an empath. And I'll never forget the very first day that I heard that I might be an empath. I spent probably about 5 hours. I was filling up the baptistry at the church at that time. getting ready for some baptism service that Sunday. And I'll never forget, I pulled up YouTube video after YouTube video. I didn't know if it was a good or a bad thing. And now, several months later, I found out it's a very, very good thing, because I came to understand a lot of why things were happening in my entire life, including the abuse that I experienced at the hands of many Christian leaders that understood that empaths are drawn to narcissists, because empaths actually empower narcissists to be able to do their abuse. And without empaths, narcissists don't have any power. And but once you begin to take control and begin to learn and understand who you are as an empath, the powers that you have. I'm largely intuitive empath. I'm also a machine empath. Now life for 39 of my years has made a whole lot of sense. But I've just been so excited with this journey, because so many different changes have happened. And it's just unfortunate that so often most of the Christians that I've encountered in 39 years of my life have been just so hateful, so judgmental, and so mean. And so as I was beginning to close this church, go through that dark period of that soul, I would be brought through a very amazing period of time, as I said, the awakening of my soul, finding out I'm an empath. And I began to experience things that my religion had told me would never happen to a person. And it's been amazing to where, I begin to understand that by holding into these gifts and the spiritual awakening, I found out it's 2020. And here we are in the midst of the COVID, the coronavirus crisis, whatever you want to call it. And it's unbelievable what is happening and how everything is falling into place, as this is the year of massive spiritual ascension. The moons, oh my God, if you're not paying attention to the moons, that's all right. But the pattern has been absolutely amazing. We just went through a new moon just a few days ago. We had the pink supermoon. The energies have been absolutely amazing. I've just been now learning to understand what's really going on, understand how you can tap into that energy and actually use it to your benefit, and actually achieve and level up, so to speak, in life, and to be able to attract the things that actually benefit you. But as part of that journey, I had to let go of the religious beliefs, the social norms that have not served me for 39 years. And it's ironic, many of my friends continue to try to put them back on. They continue to try to put them back on. My old friends, that is, they keep, "Oh, we're concerned about you," all these type of things, and they continually try to put that box, that bondage, those chains back on, of what didn't serve me, of what didn't work, of what was just bondage, of what wasn't freedom, that wasn't really the spiritual awakening. It was part of the process, I suppose, to get me to where I am today. But today I'm so grateful, because I have brand new friends. I mean, beautiful, amazing people that I'm coming across on Facebook groups or social media. I'm so grateful during this social distancing time that we don't have to socially distance through media. We can be more and more connected. That I've joined a collective. Man, it was amazing on April the 1st, or it was actually April 4th and 5th. I was part of a meditation with the collective. Over 144,000 of people all around. There were millions, literally, that raised the energy of the earth. And if you've ever heard of Schumann resonance, it's something to research. It's absolutely amazing, because the frequencies were raised. It's changing. I think it's called the geometric frequencies of the earth. This period of time, when we are being forced to stop and take a look at our beliefs, and what do we believe? Was the old way, the old normal, really as wonderful as so many people have painted it to be? And really looking back, it was a period of time with a lot of greed, a lot of hatred, a lot of unhappiness, a lot of judgment, a lot of bad things that took place, and so being forced to stop during this period of time, to slow down and kind of changing our lives a little bit, has helped us to see what is really essential in our life. And I don't know about you, but what's really, really essential in my life is peace of mind, love, happiness. You know, love is part of our heartbeat, what makes this road go around, to love one another unconditionally, to be able to raise the frequencies to 528 megahertz each and every day, to be able to make our impact, to, you know, save this universe just a little bit longer, pick up the trash, you know, do our part. What an amazing opportunity that we all have. And so I've just so enjoyed my new friends, and are so thankful because they're so supportive, you know, and that has been so amazing. It's like, why would I go back to a group of people who have been so judgmental, who have been so hateful, who have been so abusive, who've got away with so many terrible things? And so, you know, I'm thankful, particularly for my Elevation Church family. Stephen Furtick, he's my pastor, and I look forward to hearing from him on each and every Sunday, continuing to grow and to learn about the things of God, you know, just to be refreshed and renewed with that as well. So it's been an amazing journey. In many ways, I've just started. On the other hand, it's been 39 years on this journey to some extent or the other, but it's wonderful when you begin to tap into who you are, and some of the things begin to make sense, and it starts lining up to where your life starts becoming who you're supposed to be and what your purpose has been placed upon this earth. I am Daniel. I am a light worker, and part of my job is upon this earth. I've been sent here to speak the truth and let you know that you are loved, that God is a God of peace, that God is not angry with you, that He loves you each and every day, and you've been placed upon this earth for a reason. One of the best things you can do right now is to spread that love, to relax. Love overcomes fear. Love is greater than anything. So when you can fill your heart with amazing love, do meditations. There's so many great ones on YouTube. Listen to music that's 528 megahertz. It just brings healing into your heart. I've recently in the process of doing Reiki healing, Reiki training. Looking forward to that, and even my own healing during this time. But taking each step to be able to prepare myself first and foremost to be a better person, to be more healed, more loving, and more capable of being able to share my life with others, my love with others, and together as a collective, we're all connected. We forget that so many times. We're all collective. We're all one. We're all in this together, so we can either work together or we can fight each other. But it's a whole lot easier to work together so that we can actually achieve and make this world what it's supposed to be in the coming days. I hope this is an encouragement to somebody. I just wanted to share a little bit, I guess you can call it kind of a video blog, what's been going on, some of the things happening in my life. I look forward to meet with you very, very soon. And thank you to all of you who watch this. Thank you to all of my supportive friends. Namaste.